Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of What Are You? My name is
Hey,
Ray.
hey.
Audra, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Midterms are here. Papers, portfolios, business meetings, all the things I have to do.
The
Yeah.
tiredness? There you go. Okay, we're
Oh no, I think we should honestly, I keep saying we should have a yawn counter for these episodes because I swear to God, even though we record these in the morning, I am still just very tired. I don't know why. Well, I do. I set a new record for staying up these last couple days, so.
awesome.
But no, yes, I'm tired. To answer your question, I'm always tired. I just it's a part of my personality now. I don't even think about it. It's just so subconscious for me. Ray, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Definitely excited. I got some new internship information coming up, and talking to people, putting my name out there. If
Period.
period. And then if anyone wasn't here yesterday, happy International Women's Day. I hope everyone had a great day yesterday. Also, it was my birthday yesterday, which I was really happy about. No, my mom did not plan said events to align. I think it was the universe as well. But yeah, no, I definitely wanted to give a shout out to all the women who I interact with, work with, Terry, you, who just brighten my day each and
You.
every.
No, Aja, you. Yeah, Terry, you.
All right.
Happy birthday, Ray. Happy birthday.
I was gonna do a whole spiel about how much women have impacted my life positively. You just had to just knock it down right now.
I have to give you shit somehow. Come on now.
But yes, I did turn 28. I did actually get to study for a little bit and then celebrate. Some of my friends brought me some Raisin Canes. That's like, here, you need to eat and continue studying, and I was really appreciative of that. So it was really nice. I really liked being, kind of given that extra special love for that day, and I really appreciated that. So, what were you gonna say?
I have an opinion on canes. I've only had it a few times,
Okay,
but
hot
the
take.
sauce is the only reason why I would go there
100%.
because their chicken is so flavorless to me.
I mean, we could talk about Chick-fil-A waffle fries any day and how trash they are, but that's another story for another day. You email, CU Denver's kind of cranking out the coronavirus vaccine for the population of students and 16 plus. I think I was one of the first group of individuals who got an email. I do not know the pattern for the selection of emails and sending them out and stuff like that.
Yeah, so
How?
they're going through different phases. So there's 1A and there's phase 1B, there's
Mhm.
2A, 2B. So educators, staff, faculty, students fall under, well, particularly like at risk young populations fall under category 1B. So I'm phase 1B.3 and I'm supposed to get my vaccine next week.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't understand it slightly, just because like
Mm-hmm.
it was myself and like several other of my like grad school people, and then next week, like my other grad school people got it. So it's like it's weird because we're getting kind of these like segmented emails, and so we're kind of not knowing what group
Mm-hmm.
we're in. But all in all, I think CU is kind of shipping out the vaccine in a steadily pace.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of giving everyone my experience of like what happened with me when it came to the vaccine, how it went, blah blah blah. And so the registration was really easy. I just put in my information. The vaccine for me, being a CU Denver student, through that process was free. Um, I selected Sunday morning, like pretty early, because I thought like it was going to be packed. And actually, like, it was fairly packed. I think it was like 100 people there.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it was pretty packed. But the way that they did their process was like, you drove up, you showed in your, cue card or whatever. You kept driving, and like they did it in a parking garage. And so through the parking garage, you had to like drive around, and they would give you like this packet of paper saying like, hey, this is the coronavirus you're taking. You're taking the Johnson & Johnson. And you're like, all right, cool, bad. No tears, no tears. Got it. Easy. And they're like, we just want you to read this information just because, like, we want to give you all the information that you can get. And I'm like, all right, cool, bet. So they gave us a little packet of information where it talks about like the timing of the coronavirus, the timeline of where we're at, what the vaccine is, what side effects and stuff like that. And the other page was like the procedure of today, which was going to be taking the vaccine and then parking in the outside lot for like 15 to 30 minutes just to see if you would get like any facial reactions or just reactions in general, and how that would feel and stuff like that. So I took it, chilled, and like went to the outside parking lot, talked to some friends. They wanted us to like take off our mask, which is like the first time I had my mask off, like with my window down, and I was like, okay. But that was only to see like facial reaction. Like if my face was starting to get red and puffy, like they needed my mask off in order to see that.
I was like, they what?
Yeah, I know.
You were where without a what?
It's like, that scene from like Toy Story where like Buzz Lightyear takes off his helmet, he's like, like, he's just bugging. That's kind of how I felt. I was like, okay. So we took it. We just waited, chilled, played some music, talked to people, and then they were like, all right, cool, like go this way, go that way, like you're good to go. So I was like, all right, cool, bet. So I left. Now going into this, I knew that, there would be some possibility that I would get sick, because what I had heard from other people who have taken the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccine was that they would get mad sick, like after a few days of taking the first dose, and it would get them really fatigued, and they couldn't do anything, and they would have to take a break.
Now I'm scared.
And so, that's what I heard. So I was like, all right, cool. Bracing into this, like I have to make sure that I have a few days just in case I do get sick, in order to kind of like recover real quick. And so I was like, all right, cool. Like I'll spend the whole rest of the afternoon, rest of the night kind of just chilling, seeing how my body reacts and stuff like that. So the next day I was like, okay, cool. It's my birthday. I gotta get work done. I gotta get school stuff done. But then towards the evening, I started getting like chills, and like my, face was hot, and started getting like a slight fever. So I was like, all right, I got to ride this out so that way the vaccine can keep going, this, that, and the third. I'll drink some water. I'll take a nap. I'll go to sleep. Like, it's not bothering me to the point where like I'm incapacitated, but at that point I was like, all right, I know something's
This is
coming.
real.
Yeah. Like, I know something's coming. I know something is real. So I just have to handle it. Easy. Done. Like once I get that mindset, bada bang. So Tuesday comes and I'm still really fatigued. Like I feel like I hadn't slept for like 3 days. And so I'm like, all right, maybe I just got to take a day off, like completely, and just like
take the L.
Yeah, take the L and just sleep, By that point, I started hearing my other grad school colleagues say like, hey, like I have this email saying that I can get the like vaccine for free. How is it for you? And I tell them the whole thing, and they're like, oh, okay. Like that doesn't sound too bad. I'll do it. And so, yeah, I think that same Sunday that I did take the vaccine, CU Denver, did an Instagram post of just like, hey, like we got the vaccine, we're opening up, we're doing things, and we're going to be open up fully in fall, which kind of had me like, now hold on there. Just because like I know a lot of people who've been hesitant about the vaccine in general. Me, I don't care. I was like, yo, let's get it. It's like if I can get it for free, They're like, let's do it. And I'm very grateful for like not only the state of Colorado offering like free COVID testing, but the opportunity that I can get the coronavirus vaccine for free. And it's a very large leap to state that we're going to go back fully, in person by fall. Just because I know people such as Aja who have talked about, some of the, not gripes, but like just the differences of like the vaccines and stuff like that. So I wanted to hear your thoughts on.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm getting my vaccine next week. And my mother is one of those like always watching the news people, but we don't have a TV or cable or anything, so she just reads it on her computer. But she's very in touch and she has access to some resources about like the science of the different vaccines. So with the Johnson & Johnson, so far what I've heard from her and what I've read on my own, disclaimer, is that the Johnson & Johnson is about 75% effective. And then, of course, with the variants, we see all the effective rates of the vaccines dropping a little bit because you can actually have more than one variant at a time. And the Pfizer vaccine, they didn't do really testing on people with anaphylactic allergies, but the effective rate is good. The Pfizer and Moderna have about the same effective rate, but then when it comes to the variants, Moderna has a higher effectiveness rate than the Johnson & Johnson and the Pfizer. Now, myself, being immunocompromised, chronic lung disease, autoimmune genetic disease, like, must I go on? Anaphylactic allergies, my comfort zone. I am still going to get the vaccine. So even with all of the things that I have going on, I feel that it is necessary to get the vaccine, especially if I'm going to be on campus in the fall. We need to have that herd immunity. So if any of y'all out there are contemplating whether or not to get the vaccine, take a look at my case. I have all these health issues that are genetic, and I'm still going to get the vaccine. Still going to get it. It's not going to change. But I feel the most comfortable getting the Moderna because of the effective rate that I've seen with the variants and just overall. But of course, I can't be picky about what I'm going to get. So am I going to get the Pfizer? Probably. Is that going to be what I'm going to have to settle with? Of course, because it's not like I can shop around for vaccines because of the scarcity of them, So those are my thoughts. But I'm really, really glad that the vaccine has been made available by the university. And especially if we're going to go on campus in the fall, like they want us to. Yeah. No, we really need to have that herd immunity. And I know so many people who are resistant to getting the vaccine. And I just feel that in order to get back to some sort of normalcy, all the sexism, homophobia, racism that we were experiencing before in person, in order to get back in person, we just really need to have every single person we can vaccinated. Every single person.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's the hard part, because I think in the beginning, everyone was like, all right, cool, that's the one vaccine. Awesome, great, we got it. And then we started seeing more companies kind of like do this competitiveness that they, capitalism is, and provide better, stronger, faster, RIP to Daft Punk, all these like better vaccines. And I think it's hard because, like I just said, we can't shop around for them. And again, I'm, student debt, like poor, like, shrug, So if I can get the vaccine for free, 100% I'm going to get it for free. And so I think that's something that you as the student need to look at when it comes to what you need and your health, and understand that as well. And then the other thing is just kind of this conversation of like the school opening up in the fall fully. I'm hesitant about that, because when I saw that information, I was like, you know, there's a lot of holes that we haven't filled up to confidently say. That's like saying 100% that someone at CU is going to throw a football in the Super Bowl. It could happen. It could very well happen. But what if you choose a student who's never seen football in their life? What if you choose a student whose throwing arm isn't the best? You know, and so there's a lot of like holes when it comes to now until August, which is like how many students are going to get vaccinated, how many like classes are going to be able to fit X amount of students. Are there still going to be mask mandates? Are there still going to,
as there should
be, you know, options for students who just don't feel comfortable when it comes to going in person? Will that be an option, period? And I think like that's the difficulty, because, you know, deja vu, we're kind of in this kind of stage where we're on a tightrope making these decisions, but we don't know how long they're going to be before we have to change them up again.
Yeah, no, I was looking at all of these internet memes that were pointing out the irony of the situation. You know, it's like when we first had those, I want to say like 20,000 cases in March of last year. It was like, go home, don't come in. And now that we have millions of cases and hundreds of thousands of people have died, it's like, come on back. It's like, what? But I really think that there should be a Zoom option for people who like just don't feel comfortable. But also, I think that you should only be allowed on campus if you've had the vaccine and you're wearing a mask. But of course, there are gonna be some people who are like, you can't make me take the vaccine, and I'm not gonna get the vaccine, and I'm still gonna show up to my classes maskless, and da 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 da. Like, I know that there are gonna be some people who cannot think beyond themselves and their experiences when it comes to this. Who are quite honestly being selfish and not considering the kind of lives that others live and who they have to go home to and who is at risk. And, you know, our medical facilities are very overwhelmed. They're very overwhelmed. And so usually, you know, you'd expect to be like, oh, well, I'm having this medical emergency, like I can just go to the hospital for it. And it's like, you can't. They might have you there for an hour and they're going to try and send you home as soon as possible because it's not safe to be there either. But one of my concerns is that my housing situation is going to have to change, especially for going to full operations in the fall. That means that I'll have to go back to Denver. I'm not in Denver right now. And a lot has happened over the duration of the last year. So the housing arrangements that I had before are not going to be a safe space for me to be in anymore. So that means that I'm going to have to take on another expense of finding somewhere to be that's closer to Denver than I am now, because I can't pay for parking and commute 2 hours every single day, you know, there, and then another 2 hours back because of traffic and other slowdowns. It's like, it's just not realistic for me if I'm going to be on campus Monday through Friday with my in-person job, I guess, now that we're going back to in-person.
Yeah. Give us back the RTE pass.
Yes, please. Please.
Like,
I need it.
This is a general like PSA. If you want us to go back to in person, give us the RTD pass. Like 100%. Like, it's not you know, and is that the deal breaker for me? No, not at all. Like, definitely, I do want other services given to students
Yeah.
as they have the right to be given. Like, if they don't want to go back to class, can they be provided Zoom services? Like, if there are housing arrangement, can they be provided student services where they like have a Zoom lobby or something like that? You know, and I think, am I excited about the energy that CU Denver is giving off when it comes to their ability to have a full in-person fall semester?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And what this past year has taught everybody is that it's a lot of pivoting. It's a lot of shifting
Unknown.
ideas, a lot of unknowns. And just like, you know, I can't confidently be excited for something that I like. If this was like July or something like that, then I'd be like, you know what? I think we're prepared. I think we're good. And I'm not saying that CU Denver is not prepared. I just know that there are events and holidays and a whole season where things can go wrong and get us slightly back off track. Even though we're
Yeah.
really like, we've been doing so great this past year, you know, students, faculty, the whole university as a whole, when it comes to this entire year, that's going to hit its, you know, year mark next week. And I think it's important to know how much we have shifted. And what is it? It's like what's it called? Avengers Endgame, where Hawkeye, he's like standing in the rain and he turns around. He's like, don't give me hope. You know, I think that's kind of where like I feel I'm at where it comes to CU Denver, where it's like, don't tempt me with offering a full in-person fall semester. There's a huge like season in between now and then. And there's St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, which I know is going to be wild. There's spring break, which we pushed back, which I know people are going to be exhausted, burnt out, and ready to do whatever they want. And
I'm pissed about that.
And I'm hoping that, like, you know, students do their best to like stay safe and stuff like that. And I'm confident that students will stay safe and stuff like that. I'm not confident about other people getting others infected or other people getting, you know, others sick. And so it's very, yeah, I think it's the unknown that's frustrating me, where it's like, I can trust CU Denver. I cannot trust everyone who interacts with CU Denver, which is basically everybody. And so that's where my slight anxiety comes from when it comes to, can we interact with other people while planning this full in person? Like, if we were in a bubble, heck yeah, I would totally be excited because I would know that we would be in that safe space. But this
Since
isn't,
it's a commuter campus.
yeah, you know, since this isn't the NBA, since this isn't the NCAA tournament, we're not in a bubble. We are a commuter school, and we're in the heart of like downtown Denver. So it's like we have all these issues that we really have to confront when it comes to administering the vaccine for everyone. And what does that look like if we include the community? What does that look like when it comes to the amount of vaccines we still have? Like, what does it mean when we have that conversation of a student who's very argumentative and says they don't want to take the vaccine, this, that, and the third? And it's a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And so definitely, I feel like when we talk about the coronavirus vaccine today, definitely take it, 100%.
Take
it. Just take it. Know your research and like know the side effects that you're going into, know the efficacy that's going into it, know what you still need to do even after you take it. That doesn't mean, you know, trashing all your masks and being like, well, I took the vaccine today, you know. No. That doesn't mean you can walk into a Walmart maskless, because God knows I'm still not going to be doing that until 2023. Maybe even not ever. Okay. But what does that mean?
Ray said, "Yeah, nasties."
I mean, but like, what does that mean when it comes to CU Denver as a whole and
Yeah.
preparing to go into this fall semester. And I think like that's what a lot of students are thinking about when it comes to just all of this. So I want you all to consider this when thinking about getting that email or signing up for the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine. And give us your thoughts. Like this is a ongoing, continuing conversation, and you know, fingers crossed. Best case scenario, that fall actually goes out without a hitch. Everything starts working well. Things are going well. I'm just very skeptical about summer. And that's it.
Yeah.
And it's honest. You know, that's an honest opinion. So.
No, I'm skeptical about it too, especially because I have a couple friends who are being like, "Oh, you know, I'm gonna go to this place and this place and this place," and I'm like, "You're gonna do what?
Like,
In a panorama?
Look, I understand.
Y'all doing what in a pansema?"
I understand people want their 2 full years of hot girl summer. I get it. You know what I'm saying?
I want that. I've missed out on it. I'm here now and I want it. Give it to me.
I've heard it multiple times. And we are still like in this tunnel. We see the light. We're right there. We're right there. But we still need to make sure that we're doing things right. We still need to make sure that we can do things so that we don't backtrack and go back to this whole panorama, you know, WandaVision, like Tiger King, bread making season. You know what I mean?
Bread making?
Yeah, man, banana bread. There was a whole time that everyone was making banana bread. And if you weren't making banana bread, you lying.
I guess I was lying then because I've never made banana bread in my life.
You probably made something. You probably didn't even know it. You probably made something and you're like, how do I know about proving? What? You know, like
what?
But yeah, you know, to end this episode, please make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure if you do get the vaccine, get it as soon as possible. Trust science, believe in like statistics, roll the dice, and you know, just hope for a better tomorrow because we're almost there, y'all. Like we're almost there. We might have to like sacrifice one more summer, which I'm sorry, but we almost there, y'all. We almost there. So
I want my Megan Thee Stallion fantasy.
So yeah, you know, we'll be talking about Megan Thee Stallion and more on the next episode of
What are you?